Hey there, everybody. It's Zion and Alex here today to talk with you a little bit about what we're expecting to see from E3 2019. We're not going to be covering necessarily things that, hopes and dreams, stuff that we would love to see. I personally wasn't planning on talking about Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if you were, Alex.
No. I mean, it is on my list here, but is it it's got no in front of it.
Same on my end.
Because, if we don't at least mention it, somebody in the comments is going to be like, Metroid Prime 4.
Right,
and
exactly.
So I think it's just good to cover all bases, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's very true. But yeah, so we're just going to be talking about kind of what we expect to see at E3, what's realistic. Maybe we'll talk about a couple things that, have been rumored to be seen. But mostly I think with this conversation, we're just going to try to be realistic, set the bar in a nice place. So that way we don't get all bummed out when things don't go our way. I think that sounds reasonable.
That sounds reasonable. As long as it's better than 2015, we'll be all right.
That's fair. I was thinking too as well, we could talk about kind of when we expect some of these games to release for too, because for 2019 there's tons of games that are out there, but a lot of them don't have dates right now. But we're just getting into the summer now, so now I guess realistically is the perfect time for Nintendo to start releasing those dates. But yeah, so I figured we could start out at the beginning and talk about the first game that's going to be coming out. Besides, well, I guess did you want to talk about Super Mario Maker 2?
I mean, it's going to be there. Obviously, they're going to be shoving it in everyone's faces, but I don't know. I mean, we could talk about Super Mario Maker 2, and I guarantee it's going to be there.
Yeah. Do you think that they're going to release the new course style? That's what they're calling like the 3D World one is.
Oh, the game style?
Game style, yeah. Do you think they're going to reveal whatever, if there is a second one coming?
I think there will be a new reveal, and that's only based on what we've seen with things like the extra game styles, the fact that it's a plural and all that, and nothing else really, sadly. But even so, it's like Nintendo to just have something held back,
Right.
And it's Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Land. It's all possible.
Yeah. So Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they release a demo.
They might do. I mean, have they really done that with Fire Emblem games? It's been a long time since since they've released one, really.
I don't think they have in the past. I mean, maybe for Fates, or I don't think Awakening ever had a demo. But it just seems like the hype levels for this game aren't really there. But I think it'd just be good for them to release a demo so everybody can not necessarily just get their hands on it, but get a better grasp of what makes this game so different and what's going to make it enjoyable.
Well, I think one of the difficult things is the fact that we just, even though we've had information thrown at us, but I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really remember that much specifically about it.
Sure.
And I think we just need more obvious, more in your face information, and E3's the time to do it.
That's true.
But what about Luigi's Mansion 3? Because, I mean, we had that reveal a while ago, but, I mean, realistically, we haven't seen anything since then. We know that they've changed the title, as in the logo.
Oh, right,
but that's about it. It's just Luigi's Mansion 3. And I know it's not a mega title, but I imagine they'll show it off at least. Come on.
Yeah, and was that over a year ago that we heard about that now too?
It might have even been E3. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it might have been E3 that we saw it last. It seems to be a consistent thing with the Switch at the moment. We know about so many games that we just hear about, it's revealed, and then it just disappears. So realistically, the laundry list for E3 this year is colossal. I mean, I'm just looking at my notes here. What have we got? We've got Bayonetta 3, we've got Town, we've got Astral Chain, which admittedly Astral Chain is more recent. Demon X Machina, we've seen a bit of, and if anybody tries to pronounce it Daemon X Machina, I was very embarrassed when I found out it. Yeah, that's not how it's pronounced.
Is it not?
Because I did that for years.
Yeah, That's wow. Well, I'm glad you went with that one instead of me, because I would have had it wrong.
I don't know. I think it's an archaic spelling, and it technically uses a different symbol, not an A and an E. But anyway, that's really not important. We're getting back onto linguistics for the second time. But yes, I do. We mentioned it very briefly, but Metroid Prime 4, I think, is just flat out the window. I don't think there's any chance in the slightest.
I agree. Unfortunately, I agree.
I also don't think they're going to show any Pokemon, you know. I really don't, unless it's maybe a very brief thing, because we've got the Direct, you know, realistically mere days before the E3 presentation, and the Pokemon Company does like to do their own thing. You know, there's a very weird relationship going on between them and Nintendo, it seems.
I don't think that'll make a big appearance in the E3 Direct, at least.
No. But do you know what will?
I don't.
Well, no, that's why we're
Not
having
yet.
this discussion. But anyway,
right, exactly.
Link's Awakening. I mean, I don't want to, you know, sort of put the game down or anything, but it's not a new game in the broadest sense. I mean, it kind of is. It's a remake, isn't it? And so it can't be too taxing on Nintendo to produce. So I imagine it may even be pretty much done at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, from what we saw, it looks pretty far along. I mean, we didn't see like a HUD or anything, or really, I mean, any complex like dungeons. But yeah, it seems like it's a fully functioning game right now from what we've seen.
What about Astral Chain? Because I mentioned it briefly, but Astral Chain, yeah, the new Platinum game.
I am so excited for that game. It might honestly be the thing I'm most, like, besides Link's Awakening, it might be the thing I'm most excited about. And Animal Crossing, but...
Oh, no, don't say that yet. That's the last thing we got to talk about, because that's going to be colossal.
Right. No, yeah. I can cut that out. I'll cut that out.
No, keep it. Oh, no, you ruined it.
No, it's...
I wish I could be more excited about Astral Chain. It definitely looks interesting, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know enough about it, and I don't know. It looks fun, it looks interesting, absolutely, but I just need to know more, and I think with so many other games at the moment, I've kind of got a bit of fatigue for games that I don't immediately connect with.
And this one was something that when I first saw the trailer, I was really excited, but, you know, it was during the Direct, so there were a ton of things to be excited about at the time, but after I went back and rewatched the trailer the other day, and I, like, got instant Power Ranger vibes because of, like, the way that the characters are, like, throwing their arms around and, like, summoning their mechs, and the like, I'm not sure if it's going to be open world or level based, and I love the aesthetic, and so and the music too, like, oof, it just has a little bit of like some metal melodies in the background, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good, really strong AAA entry, but at the same time, you know, for me, it's sort of filling a similar sort of void as Daemon X Machina, because Daemon X Machina, we I mean, it's there, but I have no enthusiasm for it. I don't dislike it at all. You know, it looks fine, but it's just kind of present.
I played the demo. It was just kind of boring, and it was a little rough on the edges.
Yeah.
But the art direction seems cool, and the voice acting is great.
Maybe wouldn't go that far, but yeah. But what about, I don't know whether you saw Death Stranding is coming to Switch.
Is it really? Really?
No, but I thought I could convince you.
Alex!
Anyway, yeah, one of the other games that this is purely hypothetical, and we know nothing about it, or even if it's going to exist. But yeah, I'll just say it. SNES games on Switch, you know, Nintendo Switch Online, Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Really, really bloody catchy name for what it's probably going to be called.
It just makes sense. If they do bring those out, that does kind of dream crush my Mother collection theory a little bit. But I do think I just don't understand why we don't have it yet. I know Nintendo has been very good about trying to keep the market free of their classics so that way the indies can flourish, but...
I mean, I can kind of see the logic in that, but at the same time... I don't know. I mean, trying to get Nintendo to operate on logic is, you know, a bit of a push in and of itself. I mean, Nintendo, I love you, but what's going on? What is going on?
Nintendo always wants their fans to be wanting something and to not have it and then when they do, that you'll remember something else down the, like, from way back that you're like, wait, we still don't have this though. It's not perfect.
Well, they had 2017. We've got brand new Zelda, brand new Mario, and then they were like, "Oh no, we've put too much out. What are we gonna do?
Hold it back.
Put everything on hold.
Yeah.
Start Metroid Prime 4 again.
Yeah.
No, let's not.
Restart.
Bring that
Hit the button.
Oh yeah, Town. What about Town?
I don't know yet. I mean, I'm excited that Game Freak's like doing their own thing. And something different than Pokemon, but we just don't know a lot. Like, is it gonna be like Rune Factory? It looks like it has a turn-based battle system, but I don't know what to expect. That's a game that I really want to know more info about.
I must admit, I was really excited because I thought Game Freak have never really, at least in my experience, released a stinker. Then I had to go at Giga Wrecker Alt.
Oh, you did.
Which it's not a stinker, but it's really not very polished. It's an interesting concept. But yeah, I was really surprised when I found out it was Game Freak that did it. I was like, what? Because it sort of looks a bit like a Flash game. And I don't want to be too cruel, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it appeared at E3, much like Wolfenstein Youngblood. I don't know whether it'll get a huge billing because, Bethesda usually have their own thing going on, and the same with Doom Eternal. So it may not necessarily appear with Nintendo, but I think it's absolutely both of them are going to appear at Bethesda. And considering they're Nintendo related,
true,
it's on topic, unlike Death Stranding.
I think Doom Eternal I could see that one hitting the Nintendo Direct, just because we still don't have a release date for that one. I don't think we've even seen Doom Eternal gameplay for Switch yet either.
Not for Switch, no, and I think it'll be a while before we do, if just simply due to Bethesda's sort of track record, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad one because the final result is always fantastic. So, I don't bemoan it or anything, but it does seem to take a while. Having said that, we haven't had a simultaneous release yet, so this is entirely new ground. What about this is a bit out of the blue, but I genuinely believe we're going to see a port for Super Mario 3D World. With Super Mario Maker 2, it just seems to make sense.
I keep forgetting about that game. But it was so good. Yeah, it needs its time to shine. I think that'd be good.
Bayonetta 3?
I don't know. With Astral, I mean, I know Astral Chain is not developed or directed by the same. It's not directed by Hideki Kamiya, Bayonetta's director. But I don't know if we'll see him both, come out this year. I mean, maybe we'll finally see some gameplay. I could see that.
Maybe. I'd love to. I love the Bayonetta series. Yeah. I think it's ridiculous.
I only played a chunk of the first one. I never played 2, which I heard 2 was astoundingly good. But 2 was, I would say, without getting into spoiler territory, 2 was better gameplay-wise and aesthetically. But 1 had the advantage of the final boss being what it is, but I'm not going to say anything. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I've only got a couple of things left on here. Smash Ultimate DLC is one of them. DLC Fighter. It's probably going to happen. Let's be brutally honest. Yeah. Do you have any hopes? Do you have any predictions of who? Any real? Do you have a big one you want, and then a realistic guess? The big one. Well, a realistic guess, I would say, would be probably the characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Oh my god, get out! I'm not even discounting it. I'm really not. And the thing that really annoys me, Fire Emblem, they've got spears. Like, that's part of the whole sort of triangle thing of type advantage, and yet they don't have a single character with a spear. A spear character would be so interesting, but no, we're stuck just with swords and sometimes a bit of magic. Anyway, and who I really want is the penguins from Madagascar. No. What? I have no idea. I'm just looking at Twitter and there's just a penguin on my feed. It'd be interesting. Badly rendered. Just made me think of that. They could all swap out amongst each other like Pokemon Trainer used to. Let's not even entertain this. do not encourage me. You brought it up. What I'd really like to see, unironically, is I would really like to see Waluigi. Yeah? Yeah. I still really like Waluigi, and beyond just the memes. Another one I'd really like to see is Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo and Kazooie, if you want to get technical. The perfect what about you? Set. Banjo is my number one. I just
Not Kazooie? Just by
Banjo,
himself?
Banjo and Kazooie, preferably, not as separate characters. One entity, one character.
Absolutely.
Like Duck Hunt.
Because they are one and the same.
They are.
I can't help but forget it. I got Banjo-Kazooie on my 8th birthday, which was...
Did you really?
It took the sting out of my grandfather dying on the same day.
Oh, man.
Just to bring the mood down.
No,
on that topic, Animal Crossing.
Yes. I really want the whole E3 floor to be decked out like a town. I want there to be trees with fruits. I want there to be gameplay. I think that might be a little out there, but from what I found, Animal Crossing always releases in Japan in November and December. So I really
you've not been looking through release dates and pinning things together with bits of string.
Definitely not. If you looked at the wall in my room right now, it definitely wouldn't look like a Maniac lives here.
We'll take your word for that.
It would make sense if it was their flagship title for the the winter, I guess, so to speak, or the holiday.
I really think I think you're absolutely right in terms of the release window, and I also really think this is going to be the big thing at E3.
Yeah.
I could be entirely wrong, but, Nintendo usually has one killer thing at E3.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year it was Smash, year before it was, what was it, Super Mario Odyssey?
Yep, Mario Odyssey, and then I think just Breath of the Wild was the year before.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild was the only thing there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I heard that they were doing behind closed doors demos of Paper Mario Color Splash, but that was it.
But anyway, Animal Crossing, what do you think we're actually going to see there? I mean, you said that you'd like the floor to be decked out, as it were, but coming back into reality and budgetary constraints.
Well, every year they always go all out. Like you said, 2 years ago the town or the floor looked like New Donk City, and last year they had Smash Bros. Accessories and stuff decked out all over the floor. So I could see them doing, a section of it looking like Animal Crossing. But I really hope that is not the face of their presentation by any means. The big feature I want from the game is like servers. I want to be able to create a town with a friend from far away, and be able to live, like go hang out with him. And like we have our own area. That's an
interesting idea.
And I've talked to that's not my own original idea. I've talked to some friends about that. But that's really what, after hearing about something like that, I would love that. And it makes sense. They can push the online service even harder with that too.
Yeah. I think it would be amazing, but I just...
The logistics worry him a little bit. Yeah.
I don't see it happen. I don't see it happening, to be honest. It's one of those things, it's sort of pie in the sky. It would be so nice if it happened, but I just don't see it, as much as anything. It would be hideously, sort of expensive to produce that kind of infrastructure and to, make the Animal Crossing formula work with this entire new system, which, is still doable, and it's also just, it's just a headache. But, as for, sort of doing stuff together, I think absolutely we're going to see potentially multiple villages on one screen. Just snap off a Joy-Con each, and you've got two villagers running around. Whoa, two mayors, just to add to the political carnage. And yeah, I could see that definitely happening. The whole play together with anyone, anytime, anywhere, at any gravitational field, whatever it is that the slogan is for the Switch, I forget. And yeah, but and doing that online as well, inviting friends over. We've had that for ages, but. For servers, I don't know. I think it would be too much of a headache.
I think I would settle for a co-op on one system. That was something that I guess I was setting my hopes too high. But I think that could work easily as well instead. I mean, you don't need a ton of buttons for Animal Crossing so easily, using another Joy-Con. Yeah, I could see that working really well and still making tons of people happy. So it doesn't seem out of the question. I like that idea.
Do you know what I think would be really bold? Free camera. So you can actually, rather than being stuck in a single perspective. I think that would be, to give a much more complete feeling town and sort of with proper just something that feels more open and something you can explore a lot more on the Switch. There's no argument in terms of whether the Switch would be able to handle it.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest, the Switch is perfectly powerful to do stuff like that, and I think I think that would be probably one of the biggest changes to Animal Crossing, and a really big way to say this is the new one. So I think that's everything from my list. Have you got anything left on yours?
Last thing I guess I could see for E3, which is maybe a little unrealistic still, but a Metroid and maybe a Pikmin trilogy set. And I know Metroid has been rumored for a while now.
Oh yeah, keep bloody forgetting about that.
Yeah, and but Pikmin 4 is supposed to have been in development for. I was reading online. We heard about that in like 2015. Miyamoto spilled the beans.
He basically said it was basically done, and we still haven't seen anything.
Right, and the original Metroid and Pikmin came out so long ago that an entire generation have missed out on those games now. So just I think it would just be a smart business strategy for Nintendo to release those trilogies, even not for the sake of just everybody wants them, just because it's a smart move.
Yeah, it's easy, it's cheap, and it's gonna go down well no matter what happens. Because Pikmin 1, amazing. Pikmin 2, potentially better. It's a bit difficult to judge them. Pikmin 3, but they're all great. I think Pikmin 3 maybe slightly overcomplicated it with all the other characters, but the juice mechanic at the end of the day, that was great. That was 2 thumbs up from me. Especially as you start getting more people and suddenly you see your juice going down further and you're like, oh, lordy loo. I suppose, yes, and Metroid, always a good time.
Yeah.
So when you say, I presume you mean Metroid Prime. So
yes.
1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd love a new 2D Metroid as well. Just bring Samus Returns to Switch. Do it.
I could see it happening someday.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it with Link's Awakening. Anything's possible, eh?
That's true. A Game Boy game being remade for Switch? What?
Who'd have thunk it, eh?
No idea. Oh, and I guess lastly, do you think Doug Bowser's going to peep his head out? He's going to be in the Direct?
Yeah, I imagine he'll be the one hosting it, or at least popping in briefly like Reggie did. Maybe he'll even hop off the battle bus to join us in the land of Fortnite. Before he has to get back now to continue playing Animal Crossing
on his
Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, on his Switch, yeah, of course.
Right, change it up.
Yeah, really show that the Nintendo is going in a different direction with poor but hugely endearing acting.
That's all right. We love it at the end of the day. You take great advantage of it with all the Reggie memes.
Oh, yes. Whenever I don't know what footage to put on something for a brief video, Reggie workout. So Doug, if you can do something like that, then that would help bring it into 2019.
Well, I guess that about wraps up our E3 predictions.
I believe it does.
If you enjoy listening to Alex and I just ramble around,
you're doing well.
I'm doing a great job. I'm doing a lot of waffling right now. Is that what you would say?
Oh, no, I say enough waffling.
Oh,
I never waffle.
Sorry, I'm
not.
the one waffling then.
I'll take over. It's okay. Don't worry. So if you like this video, then why don't you, what is it the young people say? Smash that like button, ring the notification bell, and put your head in a bucket of sardines.
I don't know if the kids say that one, but I'm Zian from Nintendo Life. Thanks so much for joining me for this conversation, Alex.
Oh, and thank you very much. And be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content.
We'll see you later.
Bye. Do you know what I think would be really bold?
Oh.
And this, I mean, we could probably talk, maybe we should, oh no, you've already done it, about Animal Crossing. You've already done it, haven't you?
Oh no.
Sorry. Did you mean to sound like Knuckles from Sonic Adventure then?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, you mean like that? During that's from the battle scenes, right? When you're fighting him?
It is. It's so bad.